All right, ladies, we are live. Hey, ladies,
Hey guys.
happy Saturday. I'm so excited today, guys. We have Olivia Grace here, and she is a professional manifestation coach. Just a little backstory about how I didn't meet her. I met her online, but I knew her sister, Alicia. Her sister and I, we used to work together at Progressive. And at Progressive, on my desk, I had all these images of places that I wanted to go. I had all these inspirational quotes. And Alicia was like, "You remind me of my sister." She was like, "You remind me of my sister." And one day she posted Olivia's video on her Facebook, and that's how I ended up starting to follow Olivia and her teaching people how to manifest. So stay connected to people like old co-workers. Like, you never know how you will end up connecting and meeting someone new, and becoming friends and business partners and doing lives.
Hey.
So stay connected, ladies. So Olivia, can you tell us more about yourself? Can you tell us who you are, where you come from, your background?
Sure. So I was born in Chicago. That's actually where Kiara is right now. But I was raised in Atlanta and I've been in Atlanta since then. I came here when I was a baby, so I've been here since about 1 year old. I went to school, and when I was in college, I just really couldn't decide on my major. I studied psychology, I studied early childhood education, I studied pharmacy, I studied a lot of different things. And even went back to psychology after that. But I didn't really find what really spoke to me. I wanted to be a counselor at that point because I always had this gift of helping people and of seeing different perspectives and just being able to talk to people and help them through their problems. So I thought I was going to go counseling, but I ended up not doing that. I ended up dropping out of college and waitressing for a long time. And during that, I was introduced to the law of attraction and manifestation. And I also got introduced to life coaching. And I had already really changed a lot of people's lives just from talking to them, to my friends, people I would work with, and just helping them with their problems, teaching them to manifest. So when I learned about life coaching, I was like, wait, I could do this as a profession. And being an entrepreneur, I always knew I didn't want to be stuck in the 9 to 5 kind of grind and have a boss and have someone telling me what to do all the time. So it all kind of came together pretty perfectly. But that's a little bit about me.
Wow, that's amazing. I love how you got introduced to the law of attraction, and
Mhm.
then you took that and you put it with life coach, and you created your own profession and your own career. I think that's amazing. And one thing about Olivia is Olivia works for herself full time. So she
Mhm.
transitioned out of her 9 to 5 to work for herself full time. And that's a lot of the things that a lot of us want to do, is to work for ourselves full time. So can you tell us a little bit about how you were able to do that, and did you manifest that?
Yes, that's actually one of my best manifestations was being able to quit my job and work for myself and have my business take off and everything like that. So, and it honestly took me a little bit. I did coaching for a while in 2018, and I got really discouraged and I stopped and I went back into it. I even convinced myself that I didn't even want to do it, even though it's obviously like my passion and this is what I do. I'm helping people all the time anyway. And so, really, what it takes is just a lot of faith. When I left my job, it was really on faith. At that point, I was working with a business coach myself, and she was helping me build my business and get everything together. And but it was really hard for me to balance like building my business and going to work because as a manifestation coach, a big part of what I do is having my energy together, and having time to self-care, having time to meditate, having time to learn and grow and things like that. And splitting my time between that and trying to recover from the serving world every day just got to be a lot. So what I did, I just saved up enough money to pay bills for a couple of months. And I just took a leap of faith and quit my job. And within maybe like 2 days, I attracted my first client that paid in full. And maybe like a couple weeks after that, I attracted another one. And so since then, it's just been going.
Yes, that is awesome. I love the way that you said that you stepped out on faith. You had some money put up in your savings, ladies. She saved money first, and then she believed that she could attract the clients to be able to operate her business. I'm so proud of you. That is so good.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, good. So can you teach us 3 manifestation techniques?
Yes. So there are so many techniques. And for me, it's really not so much about the technique that you use. It's more about the energy and the state that you get into, because the energy and the state, basically the state of mind that you're in, is what actually manifests something for you. So for one person, something a lot of people like is scripting, where scripting is where you basically write a journal entry as if it's already happened. So in this scripting session, you can be basically giving gratitude to the universe, to God, for what you've manifested already, as if it's already happened, even though it hasn't. And I did this for a long time when I was trying to quit my job. And it's good, but again, it's about getting into the state. So another technique is really like, it's really about like getting into your mind, meditating, and knowing that you're powerful. That, and it's not, that doesn't really sound like a technique, but that, however you do that, whether it be scripting, whether it be meditation, whether it be bay leaves, whether it be, some people like to do spells, they like to do all kinds of different things. All of these things add up to just changing your state and changing your energy and getting into a place where you can receive and where you believe what you're asking for is happening for you. So yeah, scripting is a great one. Listening to subliminals, that's something I like to do because it's very effortless. You just play something, you can play it overnight, you can play it during the day. And what it is it's like recorded people that, or people record their voices saying affirmations, but they're saying them so sped up that you're not really able to hear it. So when it's done like that, it goes directly to your subconscious mind, which is what manifests for you. Whereas like when you're trying to do affirmations, which is another technique that a lot of people like to use, affirmations. But the thing is, like, let's say you're manifesting money and you are telling yourself, I'm a millionaire, I'm a billionaire, I'm so rich, I'm so wealthy, but you're saying this through your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is aware of your circumstances and aware of your current circumstances. And so it can sometimes negate your affirmation. So with your subconscious mind doesn't negate what you tell it. It just believes whatever you impress upon it. It just accepts it as true. So when you are impressing your subconscious mind with these same affirmations, it happens much quicker and it helps you manifest much quicker. But affirmations is definitely one of probably the most popular technique for manifesting. And like I said, like affirmations are great, but the way to use affirmations is in a way that your conscious mind can absorb. So instead of saying, I'm wealthy, I'm rich, where your conscious mind can say, no, you're not, like, look at you, you know, like you can say, I'm attracting more money every day. I'm attracting opportunities to expand my wealth, where your conscious mind can't really say, no, you're not. It doesn't, you know, that's something that it can accept. And then that can lead to manifestations in your life.
Yes, I love it. I love the way you say script, which is write it down, and that's biblical. Write it down, make it plain, your vision for your life. I love how you say operate in gratitude. I'm so happy and grateful now, you know, and then you put whatever it is that you desire in the future tense. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have quit my job and operated my business on my own. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a millionaire, you know. Yes. I love those techniques. And can you tell us, because I know when you were talking about the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. And I don't think a lot of people know what those two are. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So your conscious mind is basically what you're aware of consciously. Right now, you're awake. So you are conscious of what's going on. Your conscious mind is hearing my voice. Your conscious mind is absorbing what you're looking at. Your conscious mind is it's in the present. It's looking at what's going on around you, and it's your awareness. Your subconscious mind is kind of what you're not aware of. And this is where like a lot of things can manifest that we aren't sure how did I manifest this? Where did this come from? And a lot of that can come from subconscious mind. A lot of limiting beliefs also come from your subconscious mind. Your subconscious is really formed in your very early childhood ages, around from like 0 to 7 years old. So let's say like someone has parents that got divorced. And as a child, you saw that. And because you're a child, you don't understand. You make it mean that, oh, there's something wrong with me. People don't like me, or, people don't want to stay with me. People run away from me. So you make it, that absorbs into your subconscious mind. Because your subconscious mind accepts things without questioning it with logic, you can grow up as an adult and have that pattern still going on in the back of your mind. So your subconscious is kind of what's going on in the background. You're not really aware of that. So obviously you're not waking up and affirming to yourself, nobody likes me, everybody runs away from me, but you see it reflected in your relationships and maybe friendships and, even jobs or things like that. You see a pattern where, oh, every time I get with a guy, he leaves me. Every time I get with a friend, they leave me. Every time I get in a job, I get fired. Something like that. It's that deep-seated limiting belief of I'm not worthy, people run away from me, that was formed way when you were a kid. But wow. Because you were a kid, you processed it through a child's mind. And because it's a subconscious belief, you're not aware of it. Your adult brain is still accepting that as true for yourself. So when you become aware of that, when you become aware of your subconscious beliefs by recognizing patterns, by looking at what's manifesting for me, this is happening over and over and over and over and over. There must be something going on that I'm not aware of. Then you can use your conscious mind to influence your subconscious mind and change those beliefs. I hope that makes sense. I know that sounds really complicated, but yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah. No, Olivia, that makes a lot of sense what you said about the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. And from childhood, you've taken these beliefs with you into adulthood, and you don't know that you've done that until the habits continue, right? And so then you have to go back and be like, okay, I need to break these habits so I can live the life I desire and get over these limited belief systems that I was taught when I was a child. Right. It makes a lot of sense.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
A lot of sense. So let's get into this, Olivia, because I want to know.
Yes.
What kind of things have you manifested in your life, and what kind of things have your clients manifested in their lives?
So for me, I really manifest everything, like everything. When I first learned about manifestation and I learned that everything is a manifestation, I told myself that I want to be able to look at everything in my reality and trace it back to a thought. And literally everything. My favorite top manifestation is my boyfriend, because I've really manifested a great love into my life, and just the way that I got everything that I wanted in a man plus way more was really impressive to me. Just as obviously I'm happy and like in love, but even just looking at it from a manifestational point of the accuracy and the precision of every single thing that I wanted, his character, his traits, his things that he does, things that even where he's from, like everything I created with my mind. And just everything, even like me quitting my job, that was intentional. The car I have, the apartment I'm in, the phone I'm on, the ring light that I have, everything that I basically want. As soon as I come across a desire, I set the intention for, okay, I'm going to manifest that. It's going to come into my life. All of my clients have been manifested. When I first started my business, I was getting a lot of calls, but I would get a lot of women that weren't able to afford me. And so I had this belief that, oh, women can't afford me and all these things. But then I started to switch that around and started to tell myself, no, women love to pay me. Women pay me in full. In fact, they have more than enough money to pay me. And I started attracting women that were paying me in full. Whereas I was trying to stretch payments out for other women that couldn't afford me, and it still wasn't enough for them. I have one of my clients right now, she was like, I wish I could pay you $15,000 for the work that you've taught me. And so there's a lot of value in what I do with my clients. And I've attracted women into my life that see that and value that. As far as my clients, I actually wrote some things down.
Okay, let's see what they manifested.
So one of my clients right now, we actually just talked about this maybe 2 weeks ago. That's the other thing. My clients, they get results very quickly. And I guess it's because I attract women that are already on a high vibration. They're already kind of into manifestation. So everything that I teach them just really kind of helps propel them to what they want. But she wanted to travel. One of my clients, she's going to London. She's going to Colorado twice. She's traveling like really like once a month, like since, or not even once a month, like a couple times a month, and able to afford it with ease. One of my clients, she like after our first session, she found out that she was pregnant. Her and her husband had been trying to get pregnant for 3 years. And after we had our first session, she found out she was pregnant. She also wanted to manifest a space for her to open up a restaurant. The next session, she manifested that. A space opened up next to her store, which was perfect, exactly what she wanted. So I think they've already gotten moved into that now. She also is being featured in a luxury magazine, her business, her restaurant, and everything like that. I have another person who manifested $29,000 in raises in a year, just by changing how she thought about herself and putting that intention. She wrote me, she's like, I just keep getting promoted. I just got promoted again, and I've manifested all this money in raises in 1 year. And the biggest thing that I would say across the board for all my clients is just a different sense of peace. I think that's one of the greatest gifts with manifestation that a lot of people don't talk about, because it's great to get the things, but living in a world where there sometimes seems like there's no hope, or that, you know, you can't have what you want, you have to settle, knowing that anything and everything is available to you, it puts you in a completely different paradigm and a completely different reality where, you know, you don't have to settle. You know that if you're struggling, that you're not going to struggle forever, that there is a way out. And not only a way out, but a way to express yourself authentically and abundantly in every area of your life. So that's something, I mean, a lot of my clients come to me and they don't know how to put themselves first. That's something I see very common with women. They don't know how to put themselves first. They're doing for everybody else and not doing anything for themselves. They're not able to speak up for themselves. They're not able to ask for what they want. A lot of people, they don't even know what they want because they're so concerned about what other people will say or what they will think or how they will feel. They haven't even really taken time to look within themselves and see, how do I feel and what do I want? So when we work together, sometimes it's the first time that they've actually thought about, wait, what do I want that doesn't pertain to everybody else in their life? So that peace and that confidence is something that every single one of my clients receives.
Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. And to know that, you know, sometimes as women, like you said, we take so much time in caring and helping others that we forget about what it is that we want and what we desire. And I never thought about that some people don't speak up and say, this is what I want. So what do you think is behind that fear of speaking up and saying, this is what I want, this is what I desire? What do you think from working with your client?
Well, the big thing that I see is a sense of not feeling worthy and feeling like they don't deserve that. And the thing is, with women, we're natural nurturers. We're natural, kind of mothering. We want to take care of people. We want to uplift people. We want to make sure that everyone is okay. But in that, we completely miss ourselves. And so that is a big thing, that thinking, just not even thinking of it, you know, not even like pondering, like, what would I want? They're so focused on others that they don't. And then that feeling of unworthiness, that I don't deserve it. And again, that's something that is in the back of their mind. Most women are not waking up consciously thinking, oh, I don't deserve anything, I'm worthless. Nobody's really thinking that consciously, but the back of their mind, it's playing. And that's why, you maybe ruin good relationship. A good man comes to you, you can't even accept it. You don't even believe that he's real. A good job comes to you, you self-sabotage. You're not feeling like you can even get clients or do your business, or you undervalue yourself, or you let people treat you any kind of way. It all stems from this feeling of, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, and feeling like other people need to validate, or other things. I have to hit a number of sales, I have to get this car, this house, this thing, this accomplishment, and then I will be worthy, instead of tapping into that innate worthiness, that because God put you here, you are worthy and deserving of everything. So, yes.
Amen. Amen. So how do women get unstuck from out of their head to be able to create the life they desire?
So the biggest thing that I would say to be unstuck is to meditate. Meditation is one of the things that really helped me in the beginning of my journey. And it actually kind of put me into my spiritual journey right before I learned about manifestation and everything. I was at a place where anxiety was just really overtaking me. I dealt with depression and all of these things, and I was just in such a low place that I decided in that moment, I can't live like this anymore. I have to be able, I have to figure something out, because this is not going to work for me. And so that made me actually research, how are people happy? Like, where does happiness come from? And I started learning about mindfulness and Buddhism and, all this stuff. And then the law of attraction kind of came into my life, where people were just coming up to me and telling me about it. But I started meditating, and that changed my life forever. I would say anybody that feels stuck, one, have faith that you can create what you want. You can have what you want. It doesn't matter. There are people creating, what we would call modern day miracles. And these are happening every single day, every single moment. Someone is really creating miracles. So what you want, like, we look at our desires, like, oh, getting a house, or, having a job, or making a certain amount of money, or getting a certain amount of man. If you knew the true power that was within you, it wouldn't seem so big. You are so much bigger than what seems like is bigger than you. But you can't know that until you know that. If you don't believe that, if you believe other things are bigger than you, then they will appear to be bigger than you. But when you meditate, you really connect with that God energy within you. And it's like, when you're praying, you're speaking to God. When you're meditating, you're listening. You're able to receive inspiration. You're able to receive peace, positive energy, all of these things. And it helps you. I like to explain it like imagining like 1,000 butterflies flying around in your face. When you meditate, it's almost like putting those butterflies in slow motion. And those butterflies are representing your thoughts. So you're able to actually see, well, wait, what am I thinking? Mindfulness, this is like the first thing to do when you try to manifest, is become aware of, what am I thinking? What thoughts are going through my head? So when you meditate and that becomes slow in front of you, you can kind of pick it up and look at it like, oh, okay, I'm thinking this is never going to work anyway. No wonder it's never working. I have that thought in my head, but you aren't really aware. We have so many thoughts going on that we don't even stop and slow down to be able to look at, well, what am I thinking? How am I manifesting? So meditation is something that can change people's lives. I mean, today, the first time I meditated, my body released so much tension. I didn't even know that my muscles were clenched like that until they released. And I was like, whoa, like, I didn't even know I had that amount of stress in me. So now I don't go a day without meditating. And I would recommend that for anybody that feels stuck.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the things that I do is I meditate every day, because some things that I deal with is PTSD, anxiety, depression, and my therapist, they wanted to prescribe medication, but meditation is what brought me out. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna take no medication,
Yeah.
So I ended up meditating, and meditating is what keeps me uplifted. Even in moments when I'm down, I'm depressed, I'm not feeling like even getting out of bed, I will lay in bed and I will go to YouTube and I will put on a 5-minute meditation. I will close my eyes, and then after that meditation, I will just get up. It's something about, hearing those sounds that you can do it. You know what I'm saying? That there is still hope, that you can keep moving forward and just continuously putting that positive energy into your mind.
Yes, definitely.
So thank you so much, Olivia, for teaching us about scripting, which is writing down the vision. Thank you for teaching us about being grateful and writing down how grateful we are. And also, thank you so much for teaching us about meditating. Now, we know that you said you manifested your boyfriend. We're going back to that. Because there's a lot of single ladies out here, and we want to know. So, were there specific things that you wrote down to manifest your man?
Yes and no. So, what's funny is that my best manifestation, which is him, was my most effortless manifestation. I did not try really to do it. I just had an idea of the kind of man that I wanted to be with. And the thing is that when it comes to manifesting, when you go through things that you do not want, things that you don't like, it's showing you very clearly what you do want and what you do like. So me being in the relationships that I was in the past, that weren't obviously serving me, I was able to come up with specific things that I would like in a partner. And those things were just kind of like thoughts in my head, like, oh yeah, I want him to be like this. I want him to act like this. I want him to be like this, and, just whatever. And they all came together. I mean, even more than what I wanted. But the thing is about manifesting love, the way that I did it was I put all the focus on myself. I put all the focus on loving myself. I had just gotten out of a toxic relationship, so I wasn't looking for a relationship. I was looking to really rebuild my confidence and really fall in love with myself. And that's what I did. I really fell in love with myself and really focused on loving myself. And the thing is, when you do that, you become magnetic. I mean, and that period of my life, it was crazy. I couldn't go anywhere without someone like trying to talk to me and, hey, give me a minute. Like it just makes you so attractive. Whereas women feel like they need to, chase, or they need to do all these things, or they need to be the perfect woman or anything. But when you tell the world how to see you, how to treat you, what your worth is. So when you see yourself as a very worthy and deserving person, you attract people into your life that also see that. And also, of course, not settling for anything less than that. Don't settle for anything less than what you want, feeling like, oh, well, he has 2 things off my checklist, I guess that's good enough. No, continue to love yourself and continue to expect exactly what you want, if not better.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, Olivia. Is there anything else that you want to leave the ladies? I know that you're going to, that you do one-on-one coaching. You also do group coaching. You got a few things coming up in the future. So can you tell us what you have coming up in the future and anything else you want to leave with the ladies?
Yes. So I'll start with what I want to leave them with is I wanted to talk briefly about the 3 myths that we were going to talk about manifestation, because there are so many. And let's see, I wrote them down. Okay, the first thing is to know, you guys, is that you're manifesting all the time. A lot of people feel like manifestation is something that you just do when you sit down and you're writing, now I'm manifesting. When I stop, I'm not manifesting. You're manifesting all the time. And when you're aware of that, then that gives you the ability to get better at manifesting, because then you can see how you're manifesting different things. The next thing is kind of what I said earlier, that techniques don't manifest. A lot of people are searching for the right technique, and is this technique the right one, or is that technique the right one? The technique is not what does it. It's about your energy, which is why some teachers focus on just getting into a very good high vibration. And because that makes you magnetic and makes you attractive to everything that you want, because everything you want is vibrating very high. So when you raise your vibration, however you do that, whether it's scripting, whether it's meditating, whether it's prayer, whether it's Bailey's, whatever it is that you do, focus on the energy and how it's making you feel. If you sit down to script, I have $1 million, I have $1 million, but the whole time you're doing it, you're feeling like, I don't have this though, I'm really broke, then it's not helping you. It's actually kind of hurting you more than helping you. So do things that make you feel good, visualization, listening to audios, all those kinds of things. And the other myth that I want to talk about is that you can manifest for others. This is something that I just learned about a month ago or so. And that previously I've known that you can't manifest for others. You can only manifest for yourself, or you can co-create with someone if they have the same intention. But I've done this. I've manifested healing for my dad. I've manifested a lot of changes for my brother, for my sister, even for my friends, for my boyfriend. I do it now all the time for people, even people in my group. I do it all the time. Anytime I see someone that is hurting or see someone that could be doing better or whatever, having a problem, all you do is just imagine them. You can imagine them hear them telling you, oh my gosh, I got so much better, or imagine them doing better, and it actually happens, and it actually works very quickly because there's no resistance. And it's really awesome. I love that. That's one of the most amazing things that I've learned recently. So those are the 3 myths that about manifestation, just for you guys to know. And about what I'm offering, I'm actually doing my first group program this August because I wanted to reach more women. And what I'm doing is teaching them the 6 things that really get into how to manifest. Of course, everyone comes to me with a specific desire that they want to manifest, but the purpose of my my academy is not just to manifest that. Obviously, you will manifest that, but it's to teach you how to manifest anything so that when you leave the academy, you are able to apply it to everything, because you're never going to have enough. You'll always want something more, something new, something bigger, better, especially when you become aware of the power within yourself. It really expands your desires. So that's what I'm teaching in my group program. I'm only having about 6 women in the container because I want it to be small and intimate, and I want to be able to have obviously very high vibrational women in that. So I'm still having calls with women, and I'll have a link for you guys to schedule a call with me just so I can go over what you would like to manifest and just get a feel for your energy and make sure that it's a good fit for the academy. And also I do have slots open for my one-on-one coaching. I do 3 and 6-month programs, just depending on how much help you think you need. And I also have a YouTube channel for those that are not quite ready to invest in themselves. I put so much great free content on there because this information, like I was sharing with Kiara, is really, I mean, this is something that everybody needs to know. You're going through your life manifesting anyway. You might as well figure out how to do it in a way that serves you, in a way that can improve your life. So my YouTube is filled with over 100 videos on how to manifest specific things, how to, manifestational hacks and all kinds of different things. And I have my Facebook group as well, where I do go live every Monday. I go live and share the things that I've manifested that week or things that other people have manifested. I had a client manifest like $4,000 effortlessly. That was a really great thing. And I talk about stuff like that in my group. So yeah, all those ways, any of those ways, you can get in contact with me and connect with me further.
Yes. Thank you so much, Olivia, for being on the show. And one of the things that you keep saying, and I just love this, is the power within. Mm-hmm. Woo! Every time I hear that, I'm like, yes. And we don't even realize the power of our mind, the power of what we have inside of us to be able to create the life we desire. So we honor you, we thank you, and we're going to have you back.
Yes, I would love to. I so appreciate you for inviting me, and I appreciate all you ladies that are tuning in, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you guys further. So thank you so much, Kiara, for having me on the show.
You're welcome. Bye, ladies.
Bye.